Pete's Power Plays with Philly Pete starts now on 12 Ounce Sports.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Tuesday, October 6th, 2020 episode of Pete's Power Plays, hosted by the one, the only King of the Ice himself, Philly Pete, and we're live on 12 Ounce Sports and Zingo TV, channel 760. Hope everyone is tuning in. Hope everyone's having an amazing day so far. It's beautiful today. Great week coming up for everybody, especially those living in the Northeast. Great warm weather. I can't wait. It's going to be good fall weather. Hope everyone had a phenomenal weekend. I know I did. And what can I say? A lot of stuff on tap for this afternoon to talk about. And let's get it started. So today on the show, but first and foremost, before I get into it, because I'm already getting pumped up for the NHL draft tonight, this show, Pete's Power Plays, is sponsored by MyBookie.ag. When signing up for an account for MyBookie.ag, make sure you use the promo code 12ounce. That's 12 Ounce Sports. That's 12OZ Sports. Simple as that. Like I said, this show always will be sponsored by MyBookie.ag. Okay? Please make sure, again, when you're logging into MyBookie.ag, use the promo code 12 Ounce Sports. We've got sports back pretty much every day now. And of course, if you want to support the 12 Ounce Sports team, including yours truly, there's an easy way to get into the action. Of course, 12 Ounce Sports is going to hook you up with a crazy deal when you sign up and make your first deposit on MyBookie.ag. Once again, MyBookie.ag. When you make that first deposit on MyBookie.ag, they'll match your first deposit, like always, up to $1,000 when you punch in that promo code 12 Ounce Sports. I can't stress this enough, ladies and gentlemen. 12OZ Sports. All caps, no spaces, when signing up again on MyBookie.ag to get your deposit matched up to $1,000. Also, ladies and gentlemen, when doing so, please remember to always gamble responsibly. That's all we gotta say when you do this. It is a very, very addicting hobby. It really is when you want to gamble. But again, this is what I always tell everybody: when you're doing so, don't go crazy. Okay, don't go crazy. Just because some clients bust out $1,000 play and you can only bust out $10, that is fine. Okay, you're playing the safe way. Everybody has their own separate, budget when it comes to gambling. We all do. Okay, we all do. You do what's best comfortable for you. So once again, MyBookie.ag, use the promo code 12 Ounce Sports, and they'll match your first deposit up to $1,000. Also, Zingo TV, channel 761. Those that are tuning in right now for this afternoon, welcome aboard to the brand new episode and a brand new week of Pete's Power Plays. Those that don't have Zingo TV, make sure you download the app on your smart TV. When doing so, use the promo code 12ounce, 12OZ, all one word, and from there you'll be streaming live all of our phenomenal shows on 12 Ounce Sports, including yours truly, Philly Pete and Pete's Power Plays. And right now, when you're tuning in, you'll hear my lovely voice, of course. Who doesn't want to hear my lovely voice on a Tuesday afternoon, Tuesday morning, wherever you may be across the world tuning in? But I appreciate it. I love it. The continued support, the rapid growth and support that I have for my fans out there. I love it. Love each and every one of you. Keep on going, because this community of Philly Pete's only growing, and it's growing by the day. So I appreciate it. And again, it doesn't go unnoticed. It really doesn't. And it never will, because this is just a hardcore hobby of mine. I take out a half hour of my time with my current job, and this is like my lunch hour. This is basically my lunch hour. I love, from 12 to 1 is my lunch hour. I do this show from 12 to 12:30. It's a great hobby. I will always do this forever and ever. Get you all hooked up with hockey plays, hooked up with DFS lineups, whatever it may be. And, it's just an enjoyable thing that I love to do. It's a great hobby of mine, and will always do this till the end of times. I'll be 75, 80 years old, and I'll still be rocking this. Who knows what kind of technology we'll have in the next 50 years. So, but this is what I'm going to be doing, and I love it. It gets me away from my job, as chaotic as it is every day, Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Those are my hours. But when I get time during my lunch to talk to you all, it keeps me very happy, keeps me on my feet, get away from the work stress for a little bit, talk to you guys out there and ladies that are tuning in, and I appreciate each and every one of you tuning in. So thank you, as always. So today on the show, Brand new week, brand new episode, October 6th. We are flying. We are flying already. Almost the first week of October already. We're crazy. Everything's crazy right now. It's awesome. So, but today on tap, I have the NHL draft preview, and I want to give you guys a predictions as well. No-brainer here who the number one consensus pick will be for the New York Rangers. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, that will be Mr. Alexis Lafreniere. He is going to be drafted tonight for the New York Rangers, so I'm sure your Rangers fans are going to be pumped up for this evening. Also, some updated NHL news and rumors. A lot of Ekman-Larsson words going around. Krug as well. There's a lot going on. Taylor Hall's also in the mix. A lot of potential for Ekman-Larsson to go to Boston, and Boston not going to be able to re-sign Krug, or Ekman-Larsson going to the Canucks. A lot of words, a lot of stuff going around the world right now in terms of these top guys, these top free agents. All that coming up in a little bit. And of course, what we'll get into first is the Sunday NFL DFS recap. We are absolutely rocking and rolling. So like I said, clients cashed out on a 91 percentile on FanDuel and DraftKings as well. This is awesome. Like, we are absolutely destroying daily fantasy lineups right now. Those that are interested, please reach out to me at The Real P2. You search up PT. I'm one of the first guys there. I will get you hooked up. I'm on a discount right now. We're already a quarter through the league. We're already a quarter through the season. So I'm going to give you guys a little, quarter way discount if you want to sign up for, if not the best, but, if not one of the best daily fantasy gurus out there on Twitter. And again, the percentages don't lie. We were successful last year, and we're successful already 4 weeks in. And currently, like I said, I have all my percentages are up. From week 1, we had Thursday night football. We were in the top. We were 94 percentile. All right, Sunday was 80 percentile. Still cashed out a little bit. Week 2, Sunday, Twitter's on up 85 percentile. While clients 96 percentile. Week 2 was a very nice gem of a week. Week 3, Thursday night football, 96 percentile. Sunday, 80 percentile. This is all last week. Sunday night football, also 85 percentile, and Monday night football, 82 percentile. Week 4, Thursday night football, 87 percentile. Sunday, like I said, 91 percentile. Sunday night football, we had 87 percentile, just like Thursday night. And Monday night football last night, we had 88 percentile. We are rocking and rolling. Clients are enjoying it. Again, thank you for all the love and support on my DMs that I get from each and every one of you. Thank you for the tips as well, which is not necessary for me. I don't take tips. I don't need tips. Please, you guys are, doing too much. Seriously, you already paid me a flat fee for the season for daily fantasy. No need to tip me. I never ask for tips, especially when it comes to my free Twitter plays. I never do, and I never will. Okay? It's strictly free for each and every one of you. Those that don't want to be a client, I get it. It's all good. No worries whatsoever. But you see the numbers, and next year, we're, like I said, we're less than 2 months away from puck drop once again, and I will be more than likely getting all of my futures ready for my clients that signed up already, and my renewed clients as well, their futures for next season. We already cashed out the Tampa Bay Lightning at 9-1, and Dallas was also up there at 18-1. So guaranteed winners, like I said before. So there you have it. We had another great week in the books for daily fantasy. Week 5, stay tuned. I will give out a Twitter Thursday night football play. You have the Bears, and you have the Buccaneers. It should be a very exciting game. And always, like I said, Thursday nights are one of my favorite days of the week besides Friday. I love Thursday nights. It's a kickstart to the weekends, and I'm always generous on Thursday nights. So I love giving you all basically Thursday night football lineups, and I will continue to do so for the rest of the season, just because of just me being who I am, and I want to give back to each and every one of you. And why not? Why not? You guys are all great to me. So, but moving on, and like I said, once again, this show, Pete's Power, October 6th, 2020 episode of Pete's Power Plays, hosted by the one, the only, King of the Ice himself, Philly Pete. We're live once again on 12 Ounce Sports and Zingo TV channel 761. This show, as always, is sponsored by mybookie.ag. Once again, we have sports basically every day right now. Sports are back, okay? Sports are back. every day now. College football's in full effect. NFL's in full effect. You have the baseball playoffs. You have the NBA Finals tonight, Game 4. Let's go Miami, hoping for a little comeback. Let's go, the comeback kids. And like I said, hockey's right around the corner. Maybe get some NHL draft prop bets tonight. That'd be awesome. But like I said, sports are back now, and if you want to support the 12-ounce sports team, there's an easy way to get in on the action. 12-ounce sports is going to hook you up with a crazy deal when you sign up and make your first deposit on mybookie.ag. Once again, that's mybookie.ag. AG, Alpha and Grape. When you make that first deposit on mybookie.ag, they'll match your first deposit up to $1,000 when you punch in the promo code 12-ounce sports. That's 12OZ sports, all caps, no spaces. When signing up, once again, mybookie.ag, and they'll match your first deposit up to $1,000. Once again, always remember to gamble responsibly. Okay, please, like I said, just be responsible when you gamble. Also, Zingo TV channel 761. Those are tuning in for this afternoon's new episode. Welcome aboard. Those that don't, download the app on your smart TV. Use the promo code 12ounce 12OZ, and from there we'll be streaming live all of our phenomenal shows on 12ounce. So, now I want to get into Alexis Lafreniere real quick. Why is he the consensus top pick overall? Well, it's pretty damn easy. It really is. His background, as you may guess from his name, Lafreniere is obviously Canadian. Grew up in basically a predominant French suburb in Quebec. He was drafted first in 2017 Quebec Major Junior Hockey League entry by Rimouski Oceanic, and his time basically the past few years dominated the QMJHL. In his rookie season, he scored 42 goals in 60 games, the highest goal total for any rookie since Mr. Sidney Crosby himself. We've all heard of him since scored 54 for Oceanic in 2004. In his 2 seasons since that rookie campaign, Lafreniere posted 72 goals and 217 points in 113 games. Holy crap! This kid is going to be unreal for New York, and the Flyers got to play them a lot this season. So we're gonna see. We're gonna know this kid a lot. We already had a lot to deal with Crosby and Malkin and Ovechkin. And now you bring up Lafreniere, and here we go. For years to come, welcome aboard. We can't wait to see it. The skills, of course. His skill set is so impressive that he is viewed by many as a potential, just a generational talent and franchise cornerstone on the wing. Well-rounded player. His offense and playmaking abilities continue to contribute, even away from the puck. No matter what he's doing, he's always contributing, and like I said, he's gonna be a physical guy. He also has solid defense, and he plays very, very physical. So again, New York's getting one hell of a prize here. But listen, he's not the biggest guy. He's 6'1", about 195 pounds, or the most, again, not most physically imposing forward, but his skills, and he'll play with physicality, no doubt, absolutely. But his incredible skill, set paired with a willingness and fearlessness, basically, to play tough, just makes him such a dynamic threat. Now, his resume, like I said, he goes through everything. And, the second stint at the World Juniors, and last year, he racked up 4 points in Canada's first game. A win over the U.S., of course, but was injured in the following contest. But, again, he returned to the lineup and got 10 points in 5 games to winning the gold and, of course, being the MVP at the WJC. Now, the future for him, of course, we know what it's going to be like. He's going to be, here in his name, first pick overall, the New York Rangers select, yes, you heard it right, that is Mr. Alexis Lafreniere. And like I said, this guy is going to be great for the future. How does he fit in the plans? Well, New York is in the middle of a rebuild that is moving along quite quickly. Of course, when they get Lafreniere, who could have superstar potential on the wing, should help them further expedite their path to being a contender. Now, they have a number of young, exciting pieces that they're building around, and adding Lafreniere will make their outlook, even better. Absolutely even better, even better. And brighter for the future as well. So, it's gonna be fun. Again, Rangers fans, get ready. But though they're likely to they're gonna have to prioritize getting stronger down the middle in order to maximize the immediate contributions that this kid is going to bring on the win. on the wing. But with all that in mind, there's plenty of reason for the Rangers to be excited about the direction of this team moving forward. So there you have it. But with that being said, we're going to move on real quick. Now, potential landing spots for Henrik Lundqvist. Couple in mind, the Capitals. I feel like the Capitals are going to be moving on from Braden Holtby. They're likely to lose him, and the Caps seem like the number one overall pick and place to where Henrik Lundqvist will be. The Carolina Hurricanes. I know you got Mrazek and Reimer. They're both entering their final year of their current contracts, but the Canes may be electing to move one of them in favor of Lundqvist, and I could definitely see that happening. The Edmonton Oilers. Now they could try do this again by getting Lundqvist, who obviously will split duties with Mikko, but this is a team where you need a top goaltender, and it's just a team that I brought up because they do need goaltending help, but I feel like there's other and more and just better goaltenders out there. Henrik is getting older. Between him and Koskinen, it's gonna be tough to grasp. But I really think that Edmonton really needs a more and a little bit younger of a goaltender that's out there to take for them. Vancouver Canucks are also on the list. I mentioned this on the show last week because Markstrom, we don't know what's going to happen. I know the Canucks want Markstrom and want him to stay. And I think their first overall attribute right now is to sign Markstrom. But, he's due for a new contract. We know that. And, you had Thatcher Demko. You saw what he did in the postseason. Absolutely. So if they go that way, he's only making about a little bit over $1 million on the cap next season. And having the veteran Lundqvist behind them is a little bit more insurance, and you probably won't be paying nearly as much as you would for Jacob Markstrom. But we will see what happens. So time will tell. But that's really it there. Moving on, I like a couple predictions here. But first and foremost, let me get into this. Let me get into my rumors real quick here. So like I said, Henrik Lundqvist looks like the number one team right now to grab him is the Washington Capitals. Per Bob McKenzie, although bought out ex-New York Ranger Henrik Lundqvist, he's currently obviously a unrestricted free agent. He cannot formalize an agreement until Friday. That said, the word on the street is that Washington is the clear front runner. I said this also on my show last week for his services, and of course it would be a short-term bargain contract for Washington. Now this is of course if Braden Holtby were to go. Arizona is trying to shop the UFA rights, of course, the unrestricted free agent rights of Taylor Hall. Wait to see what happens there. Also, another thing to look out for is the St. Louis Blues. They're trying to make one more effort to re-sign, Alex Pietrangelo. And if not, well, he's scheduled to go to the open market very, very soon. So who can be dealt? A goalie in mind that could be dealt, like I said, and I was going back and forth between Robin Lehner and the Flower himself, Marc-Andre Fleury. I'm looking at Marc-Andre Fleury here because it seems like it's a matter of time until, he is a fan favorite of Vegas. Everyone loves him, but it's a matter of time until he's dealt once again. Okay? Matter of time. The issue is that Fleury carries also a $7 million cap hit as well. So it's not what Vegas wants, but again, they have a great backup in Lehner if that's the direction they go with this team. And of course, if they were to sign Alex Pietrangelo as well, because that is also word on the street, is that if he does not re-sign with St. Louis, Vegas is a top landing spot for Pietrangelo, and that would make sense just to dump some cap to sign him as well for Vegas. Ekman Larson, once again, it looks like the final two teams for Ekman Larson to go to is Boston or Vancouver. It could complicate a trade or even make Leslie to get done this week. Arizona just seems too motivated to move him, and just they want more cap flexibility and they want more multiple pieces for this guy. So definitely high hopes here that OEL himself will be on the move, and I believe the two landing spots that I've been seeing blowing up lately, and I really do back these two teams up, will be Boston and or Vancouver. Now, of course, Boston is trying to maneuver some pieces for Krug, and they haven't met the aspects and expectations yet for Krug, which means that it looks like Boston is going to be more of a suitor for Ekman Larson. But again, it's going to be a battle between Boston or Vancouver at the end of the day here, and that's how I feel for this talented defenseman from the Coyotes. Patrick Laine, we all know that there's about 5-6 teams that are interested in him. He's 22 years old. He has a year left on his 2-year, $13.5 million deal. Has 138 goals over 305 NHL games. Once again, the kid is still young and primed for a great future with a different team. The Jets, on the other hand, they're looking at other options, potentially trading for different players. But at the end of the day here, they have 5-6 teams. Flyers also are on that list, thank God. I hope to God they do something. I would love to have Laine, but I just feel like the asking price is going to be too much for the Jets. And maybe a wild card here, he'll stay with the Jets. That's a wild card. Just thinking about it and looking up stuff and doing some research about Laine, the kid's great. He's got a great future. He's very talented. We know that. 138 goals in over 300 games, basically. Kid's 22. He's ready to keep rocking and rolling. But my wild card here is that Laine stays with the Jets. But stay tuned. Like I said, whoever gets him is going to be a talented extra piece to that roster. But like I said, my wild card is that Laine stays with the Jets. Stay tuned. I can't wait. We got a couple more days. October 9th, Friday, is when the official market opens for free agency. Draft order tonight, real quick. Let me give you guys a rundown before I get into my predictions. New York Rangers, number 1 overall. Kings, number 2. Ottawa Senators, number 3 via San Jose. Detroit Red Wings, number 4. What a shame. Ottawa, once again, number 5. So they have 2 top 5 picks. Anaheim Ducks, New Jersey Devils, Buffalo Sabres, who are now being told that they are not going to be moving Jack Eichel. Okay, maybe a smokescreen because we've been hearing all throughout the season that he is going to be moved. I heard names like the Sharks. I heard names like the Canucks. All these teams going after Jack Eichel, and at the end of the day here, he will probably end up staying with Buffalo. Minnesota Wild at 9 and the Winnipeg Jets at 10 to basically round out your top 10. The Flyers pick at number 23 tonight, so we will see what happens there this evening. And again, a little update with I know I mentioned Ekman Larson, but I want to talk about Torrey Krug real quick. The Bruins and their major defenseman Don Sweeney, the general manager, acknowledged on Monday that the team has no progress with pending free agent Torrey Krug. Again, this is why I believe that Ekman Larson is going to be the wheel and deal that Boston's going to get. Okay, I really do, because there's nothing. There's been no talks, no progress with Krug. Again, it just makes me believe that Ekman Larson will end up landing with the Boston Bruins when everything's said and done here. So they will, and you have to imagine here that it's almost certainty that Krug will not return given the salary cap constraints. But however, if all else fails and the Bruins do not get Ekman Larson, it would have to increase their motivation to complete a deal with Torrey Krug himself. They have no choice. Boston will, if they're just waiting on it right now, which it seems like they are, but if worse comes to worse and say Ekman Larson goes to Vancouver or somebody else, Boston has no choice but to re-sign Krug. It just makes absolute sense here. Penguins Blackhawks, talking about a Matt Murray trade. This has been in the works for a little while now. And obviously, the Pens Blackhawks are in the market for a goalie. Okay, we know Corey Crawford is basically, a year away from retirement. He's getting old. Matt Murray would be a perfect piece for the Blackhawks to make that team relevant again. And it makes sense here. So there was a natural match for trade talks. According to Elliot Friedman of Sportsnet, 2 teams talked about a potential Matt Murray trade with the Blackhawks. Especially a long-term contract, I should say. And right now he's a restricted free agent, but unfortunately, for whatever reason, either compensation or contract talks, things did not work out. But again, we will see what happens. It's a matter of time. And if the Penguins do eventually move away from Murray this offseason, they re-signed Tristan Jarry to a 3-year deal already. So that just makes me to believe that Murray is on his way out of Pittsburgh. And hey, maybe he will end up going to the Blackhawks. But time will tell. And looks like Pittsburgh is going to be moving with Jarry for the future. Tyler Johnson on the move from Tampa Bay. Time will tell. Okay, they just have no space cap to re-sign everybody. Okay, and 2 unrestricted free agents that I believe the Lightning will probably take is or at least re-sign Kevin Shattenkirk and Patrick Maroon. I really do think that these 2 guys played very, very well all postseason and during the Stanley Cup Finals. But these 2 guys, I believe, will be 2 signing pieces that Tampa will re-sign. And you know what? And it's just, they have two significant restricted free agents to re-sign, okay? And that's also Sorelli and Sergachev. But I think those two will be gone. I think Shattenkirk and Maroon will be resigned by the Lightning. And then as far as Tyler Johnson, I mean, he's a good player. He's going to come at a steep price. He's 30 years old, coming off a 14-goal, 31-point season in 65 games. He wasn't that relevant this season compared to previous years for Tampa, but he's still a gold mine when it comes to Tyler Johnson. We know what he can do. Most likely candidates to be moved, of course, per salary cap for Tampa. I just mentioned, of course, Tyler Johnson, but Alex Killorn as well. Okay, this presents a problem in the form of no trade clauses. Johnson obviously has a full no trade clause, and the Lightning approached him over the weekend about starting to work on a potential move. Okay, he is likely going to be out of Tampa. I feel like he's going to be out. He has 4 years left on a contract that pays him $5 million a season. Obviously, that's not going to help this Tampa Bay Lightning at all. Okay, they can't sign him. They cannot re-sign him. So I think Tyler Johnson will be on the move. And hey, maybe someone like the Flyers could pick him up. That'd be nice. We do need a goal scorer. We absolutely do need a goal scorer. So Tyler Johnson, we would love to have your reigns in Philadelphia. But that basically ends my rumors and news for the NHL. And you know what? Let's go. Let's do it. I got 3 minutes left with you guys, and let's get it started. All right. So first and foremost, and like I said, Tyler Hall, he's likely to be moved from the Coyotes as well. Last bit of news that I'm just coming in the scene right now. Ryan Strome from the Rangers. They're very undecided about whether to tender him, to give him an offer, or to let him go. He had 59 points for the Rangers last season, and he stepped up in his game in a contract year as well. So they also have Panarin. They have Panera Bread still there. So they're going to keep him. They want cap space, however, and I think if worst comes to worst, they're going to have to get rid of Strome. Simple as that. So look out for the Leafs. Look out for the Toronto Maple Leafs to make some sort of noise as well. Time will tell, but I really think that the Leafs, they do need to make a move as well. And they signed Jason Spezza to a 1-year extension as well for $700K, for $700,000. And here we go. We'll see what happens. So maybe they'll get a Tampa Bay effect this offseason and grab somebody that we had no idea would go there. So stay tuned. We got Friday, October 9th. Free agency opens up, so I cannot wait. So last but not least, to wrap up my show, I have 2 minutes with you guys. I want to go over my predictions and my picks. So, of course, first overall pick, Alexis Lafreniere. No surprise whatsoever. Okay, I love this. I love it. I absolutely love it. Now, the Kings at number 2 here. I have a feeling, and I really think that they're going to pass on Byfield, even though he is the number 2 consensus pick for the NHL draft. I want to go different here. I want to go a little bit crazy, but I want to have them select Tim Stützle out of Germany, a European skater. I really believe that the Kings have been looking at him more than Byfield. We know Byfield, like I said, he's number 2, and it's not even close. We know he's a number 2 consensus pick, but I just think that the Kings could be very well one of these teams that's eyeing a European player, specifically Stützle from Germany, with their first pick of the draft. He has experience against men in the DEL and has looked good during it. There's no question that he is a top 10 pick in the draft, but I really think that the Kings have this kid high up on their board. So that's just going to be a crazy, crazy pick for the Kings. I like it. That's why I'm taking a crazy, crazy pick in that situation there. I think the Senators moving on from Stützle. So I think the Kings take Stützle with the number 2 pick. Senators at 3 will take Byfield, and then I think at 5 they'll take Askarov. They will take him, and it's just I just think that's just so. It's just the way that you got to go for the Senators here. I think they take Byfield at 3, then Askarov at 5, just to make it interesting. And the best goaltender out there, and the Senators do need a goalie. So that basically wraps up my show. That's where I'm going for tonight. Enjoy the NHL draft. Talk to you guys tomorrow. See you guys. Bye.